Assalamualaikum and very good morning to my dearest lecturer, Madam Hashimah Binti Sulaiman, and my fellow friends. My name is Ideeza and Binti Junaidi, and I'm from IC1104DA, and I'm student of Diploma in Muamalat Semester 4. Today, I'm going to present about an issue and the solution regarding to the topic issues of Islamic investment. So the issue that I chose is investment fund is doubtful. So first of all, have you ever heard about investment fund? So investment fund is actually kind of popular strategy among investors. So let's move on to the definition of investment fund. According to Cullen and Brennan 2017, they define the investment fund as funds run by investment firms that collect capital from shareholders to invest collectively in stock and bond. Or in other words, we can say that investment fund is a pool of capital that a number of individual investors pay into, which is used to collectively invest in stock and bonds. In investment fund, each of the investor own their individual shares, but they do not have any influence or do not make any decisions on how the fund asset should be invested, because they only choose the fund based on objective, risk, fees, and other factors, because all of the fund and asset will be managed and will be down to a fund manager or investment manager who will oversee the fund and decide which asset to buy or sell, which security should hold, how many and when the securities should be bought or sold. Besides, there are two categories of investment fund, which is Islamic and conventional. So the difference between both categories is Islamic funds is adhered to Sharia investment guideline, Islamic law, while conventional is not. These categories still implying with the risk such as market risk and Sharia compliant risk for Islamic fund. Okay, before I move on to the issue, I'm going to focus issues on Islamic mutual fund. Okay, mutual fund is actually one of the type of investment fund. Investment fund have three types, which is mutual fund, exchange traded funds, and hedge fund. So I'm going to focus on mutual fund, which is the most popular among of these types. The issue is misconception about the Islamic investment. This happened because some people thought that Islamic investment fund is only for Muslims, and only several of them are aware of it. It shows that the public perception and knowledge about Islamic investment fund is still poor, even though we have an advertisement about Islamic investment fund, but only a certain of people are aware of it. Therefore, some people are not fully confident, including the Muslim, to invest or to take part in it, as they may address a problem on how these funds will gain the confidence of investor who want to make a legal profit by investing according to Islamic values. They think that Islamic investment fund will not profit, then they choose the conventional one. This issue erupted because of the lack of information about the Islamic investment fund, because actually investment fund have their own features and principles that they need to follow compared to the conventional one. We know that conventional is wide and well known compared to the investment fund. Actually, investment fund, they have their own features, but not all people know that, including the Muslim. Can you imagine if the Muslim do not know how the investment fund actually works? Then how about the non-Muslim? So it might affect the non-Muslim perception toward Islam. For example, if a non-Muslim have a Muslim friend, and then their Muslim friend invests in conventional investment fund rather than the Islamic one, so they might think that, oh, maybe the Islamic fund is not profit. They might think like that. So it is important for us, especially Muslims, to take part and get a fully knowledge about the Islamic investment fund in order to support our religion. However, this issue can be solved by boost the level of awareness of Islamic investment fund through education, either formal or informal. So the feasible solution is by applying the Islamic investment fund knowledge among university students widely and clearly. We also have to guide them against the differences between the Islamic and the conventional one. Why university student? Because they are the determiner for the future. They will take part in investment field to bring Islamic investment fund to the global. By this, it may increase the number of investors, especially among Muslims, to join and take part in Islamic investment fund. As I mentioned before that in Islamic investment fund, we have our own principle. So actually, it is based on the Sharia compliant, which is not allowed any prohibited elements such as interest, riba, uncertainty negara, and gambling maisir. Actually, this prohibited will benefit for the investor, so there should be no ambiguity in Islamic investment funds because of the profit and the loss sharing rules are applied, as well as a duty to ensure that all financial transactions are backed by the real asset. Moreover, the CEO of Maybank Asset Management Sdn Bhd, Ahmad Najib Nazlan, said that in Malaysia, we already know that conventional funds are wider than the Islamic investment fund due to their limitless of asset. But they have no clear sign that Islamic investment funds generate higher or lower return. However, we can expect that the Islamic investment fund can outperform the conventional fund due to their social responsible qualities and the premium valuation of Sharia compliant properties. So this statement have a support by the evidence of 10 years track of the growth of Islamic investments over the conventional fund. In summary, it clearly shows that the importance of Islamic investment funds to be understood and aware by people, especially the Muslim, to enhance the better performance than conventional investment fund. By this, people will be more attracted and support the Islamic investment fund, including the non-Muslim, as the features will bring a lot of benefit for the investor. However, even though it moves slowly than the conventional one, but it's surely worth it for a better future. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.